Dearly beloved, it's a blessing to be able to come to you on this platform. Easter is here with us, so it's in order to take a few moments to reflect on the words, the last words that Jesus spoke on the cross. And so I'm going to start from Luke 23 and verse 34, where Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." That speaks to forgiveness. As someone has said, to err is human, to forgive divine. We must find it in our hearts to forgive people. We don't need to wait for people to come to us. Rather, let's find a reason to forgive people when they offend us. The next saying of Jesus on the cross, we'll find it in Luke chapter 23 and verse 43, where Jesus said to one of the prisoners that was crucified together with him, that this day or today you'll be with me in paradise. That tells me that no one is beyond redemption. It doesn't matter how late in the day you may think it is, or how bad or how low anyone has sunk. Listen, God is able to save to the uttermost. So let's not write people off, because even at the 11th hour, the salvation of Christ can come through for that soul, because a soul is a soul is a soul and is precious to God. The next saying of Jesus is in John chapter 19, verses 26 and 27. And this is where Jesus, speaking to his mother, said, "Woman, behold thy son." And then speaking to the disciple, Jesus said, "Behold thy mother." So that tells me that this is about relationship. Jesus emphasized relationship on the cross. Relationships are so important. Indeed, one has said that relationships rule the world. So it's important for you and I to understand the power of relationships and to learn the secrets of having good or successful relationships. Let's take time to invest in relationships, because relationships are important. The next saying of Jesus I'd like us to look at, we'll find it in Matthew chapter 27 and verse 46. And that's where Jesus said, my God, why have you forsaken me?" That speaks to the anguish that the soul feels when separated from God because of sin. As Jesus hung on the cross carrying the sins of the world, God turned his face away. Listen to me, sin will separate you from God, but there's a way out. Through Jesus, you can come close and you can be reconciled to God. The next saying of Jesus I'd like us to look at is in John chapter 19 and verse 28, where Jesus said, I thirst. That shows his humanity. It's human to feel thirsty. And Jesus said, I thirst. I want you to know that as a human being, as you go through this life, you would come through some situations or some circumstances where you feel thirsty, where you need some refreshing. I want to suggest to you that you can find that from the Holy Spirit of God. Because if you go to John chapter 7, verse 37, where Jesus on the last day of the feast said, if any man thirst, let him come and drink. And he was talking about the Holy Spirit. So do you feel thirsty? You can quench that thirst with the Holy Spirit. Then the next one is John chapter 19, verse 30, where Jesus said, it is finished. It is finished. I want you to know and to understand that the work Jesus did for us on the cross was a complete work. Nothing is to be added to it. It's a total, complete package. What you need to do, my brother, is to receive this total package. And the last saying of Jesus is in Luke chapter 23 and verse 46, where Jesus said, Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit. Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit. I want you to know that the safest place to be is to be in the hands of God. I know recently there's a song going around that he's got the whole world in his hands. And it's true. God has got the whole world in his hands. And you are better off if you place yourself firmly in the hands of God. So stay right there in the hands of God, because that is where you will be covered. So beloved, be blessed as you reflect on these 7 sayings of Jesus on the cross.